This meeting is being recorded. So I just started my missions and we are going to fix the issue what we got. Let me connect to the servers first. It will not take much time, so just 20 minutes is good enough. DAG1 node 2. So I was trying something. I was trying DAG with the DNN.
Okay.
Which is still not yet supported officially from Microsoft. So I will delete that setup and I will show my current setup. I was trying that because that statement what I passed, I mean, I shared the statement in a group. So as per that statement, we cannot create DAG with DNNs. So that was long time back. The statement came from Alan. So he's like an expert when it comes to HADR. So he configured that 1 year back and still the problem is there. They have not fixed that. Of course, I don't know like the complications, what it comes to incorporate that DNN logic into DAG, but still it is still not working. Okay, so I am there on node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Okay, let me connect to node 2 because I opened management studio there in the past. I think you are getting call.
Yeah, no issue, bro.
Okay, now coming to our setup. Okay, I have to wait. So, okay, I have to show this first.
I think it's disturbing you. Just I'll put on mute, bro, for 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Done, bro.
Okay. Okay, I'm connecting. 1 second. So I'll delete that configuration. 2, sorry. 2, 3, 4. So I clicked on remember password. Looks like once we close the session, it will not save. Okay, we are back. So I will remove the setup what I have on my servers first because I configured with DNN, right? So I will delete that and I will show you DAG. So for that, what I have to do first, I have to drop the connections on secondary. So how to remove a database from DAG? If someone asks you this question, so what will you do? Yeah, go ahead.
No, bro. Like first, we'll remove the database from distributed AHE. on
So I
secondary.
think it's there in my blog. Even that's the reason I I will follow
Okay.
something. I will write something to my blog because I myself will
Okay.
forget many things. DAG. If I say DAG, I don't know if it comes or not. Okay. How to remove? Yeah.
There is how to do.
So on the forwarder replica, we need to run the command alter database name set HADR off. So this will remove the databases from always on the secondary availability group, that is forwarder group. And then finally on the primary replica, run this command. So I will just copy this command and I will run this. So we have how many databases? I think we have only India. So that's fine. Alter database name set HADR off. And the other one is alter availability group, remove database. I think this has to be done on node 2 because node 2 is primary and node 4 is primary. So
DAG node 3 we have to run that one.
node 3
Distributor.
is secondary. So you have to run it on forwarder. Forwarder is the one where you can see the replica as primary. So
Okay. Okay.
this guy is primary now. I mean to say the forwarder.
Okay.
Sorry, alter database name.
India.
So if you have 5 or 10 databases, then how will you do this?
Uh, I will paste into like in Excel sheet, and I will just
Yeah.
copy paste, and I will send the database names and the notepad, and I can execute it.
Okay. So that itself is not there. So this is with just a configuration. So I can delete it. Before deletion, first
Okay.
I will delete the availability group, drop
Or will take
availability group, distributed DAG, distribute DAG. It's done. So that means India will be only here. Let me check.
Okay.
Yeah. So India doesn't exist. Okay, cool. Because the DAG setup is not, where am I? Node 2
Okay.
only, right? Node 2
Node
refresh
2 only. That is a
India.
primary.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Remove database. Alter availability group name. It's not India. Sorry.
Group.
Group name is AGNE.
No, distributed right?
No, we have to pass the main availability group, not the DAG one.
Uh,
Uh, so the database
okay.
name is India. Yes. So now if you see, India will not be in AG and there are no databases inside my availability group, and I can remove the distributed availability group on the real primary, not the forwarder primary.
Okay.
So I'll
It's Node 2.
control Z. Let's go on and delete this guy. Delete. Okay, so now I think there should not be any setup with always on. Let me just double check. Okay, my DB, it's fine. Nothing is there. Refresh node 2. Uh, database is there. That's fine. Nothing with always on. Okay. Node 3. Anything with always on. Okay, I didn't delete this yet. Okay, node 4. Yes, nothing. Okay, so this is empty
Yeah.
setup. Now we are back to square one. So I have to set up my database. So for that, I will use the same scripts what we saved. Um, I think the database name what we used is, I didn't use any database name. Okay, fine. Let's create one dummy database and add it here. Database, new database. Say for example, Ireland. Backup, just backup once. Okay, and now I have to create availability group. So let's name this as AG North Europe. Next, Ireland, DAG node 2 only. We cannot add node 3 and node 4. That will be
Yeah.
created in another DAG. So I'm leaving
Yeah.
that part. Next, automatic seeding. Yes. Next, finish. Okay. So now my uh, database is part of always on. So now I have to create the listener. For listener creation, the only mistake what I did, I will show you. It's not about the mistake. There is one thing that we have to keep in our mind. I'll show you that now. AGNE. So right click, add resource, client access point. I will say listener underscore, or I will give the same names, listener NE.
Okay.
Before that, it's better. Okay, I'll give you some other name because again, if it gets conflicted, waste of time. Let me just add underscore listener underscore NE and next finish. So it will be down. I have to add a IP address.
I
I mean, static IP. So static IP, I think it is 12, right?
Yeah.
Let me double check.
11, I think. 11, 11. This.
11 for Windows and 12 for this one, I guess. Let me check. Load balancer, North Europe. Okay. Front end IP configuration 12. Okay. Front end IP configuration 12. Okay. Apply. I need to run that PowerShell script also. It's there. Okay. Okay. Now bring this online. Okay, and now run this PowerShell script. Looks fine. Network IP address 12. Okay, fine. Okay, and now we have to add the dependency AG listener name. Done. And restart every. Sorry, take offline and bring it online. Everything is back. So now we have to add the port 1433. Fine. Let's test the connectivity from another machines. Let's do it from here. CM, CMD, SQL CMD -S LSNR underscore North Europe. Username and password. Fine. So I'll just try and go. It should be on node 1. Okay. Let's just fail over and run this again. Uh, node 1, node 1, node 1, node 1. Okay. Node 2. Fail over. Ireland. Yes. Finish. Just failing over to node 2. Yeah, it's done. Got failed over. Let's test the connectivity. Yes. So this setup is working fine, right?
Yeah.
Now I have to configure another availability group on node 3 and node 4.
Also.
So I'm going to node 3 and I'm clicking on new availability group. So I'm giving the group name as AG West Europe, AG West Europe, and I'm adding the node 4, node 4 synchronous variable.
I think.
So this can be synchronous. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
the DAG will be asynchronous, whereas this can be synchronous. So I made the seeding mode as automatic and yes, fine. Okay, and I'll just check the seeding mode here because DAG will make use of automatic seeding. So it has to be automatic. Okay, it is there. Let's see how it is. See the connectivity node 4 showing some error. Let me just check that part. It's not the error. We just need to connect it. Okay, that's it. So let me refresh. It's there. Fine. So I need to go to node 3. Yeah, I'm on node 3 and I need to create the listener. I'll open that PowerShell script and create the object here. Okay, so roles AG2 is primary. Sorry, AG West Europe is primary on node 3. So I have to create a client access point to create the listener client access point. I will name this as LSNR underscore West Europe. Next, finish resources. Change this to static and should be 12. Apply. Up to this, we were fine, right?
Yeah. Yes, bro.
So let me just bring it online. And then now run the PowerShell script parameters. This name is fine. Okay, looks fine. So I will add this as dependency and I will take them offline and I'll bring back online. So listener West Europe, apply. Okay, offline. So bring online. Bring online. Everything is back and I have to add the port number 1433. Properties 1433. Okay, so now I'll test the connectivity from node 1 SQL CMD -s. Even though there are no databases, just I wanted to see if I'm connecting to listener or not.
Yeah.
Password working fine. Let's run the command and see. Node 3 fine. Let's fail over and I'll do it from here only. SQL CMD -s DAG node 4. Alter availability group name is AG West Europe.
Europe.
Failover. Go. So once this comes, this should come as node 4 for us. Okay, it came. It just failed over, right? It might take some time. Even if it gets failed, it's okay. We can reconnect. That's the problem with what is that, load balancers. So if it gets failed over, it will take some time to get connected. It will fail now. Let's see. Come on. Okay, so now it will connect as expected. Oh, sorry, I don't know. Okay, select server name. It should be node 4. Yes. So it is working fine. Let's fail it back to node 3. Okay, so now we'll be back to node 3. Now I have to create my distributed availability groups. So copy, create command, create availability group, everything, and run this on node 1. I think just to double check, node 1 is primary, right? Oh, no, not, it's not primary, it's failover. You can do it on node 2 also, but it's better to go with 1 and 3 for the first time. Okay, and node 3 should be primary. Let me refresh. Yes. Okay, so now connecting to node 1 and running this command. So it is AG North Europe. This is AG West Europe. And the listener name is LSNR underscore North Europe dot DAG.com. LSNR underscore West Europe dot DAG.com. Fine, right? North Europe,
Yeah.
West Europe. Just checking the names. Yeah. LSN underscore North Europe. Okay, fine. Let's run this. And if I just ran this, so if you see, it should be in connected. For the first time, it will be disconnected since I didn't run the alter availability group. So let me run this command on the node
Node 3.
forwarder replica, I should say as forwarder replica. AG North Europe, AG West Europe. And I will change the names. I'll copy here. This should be West Europe. North Europe, West Europe, North Europe, West Europe. Okay, execute. Fine. Refresh. And now you should see it as connected. See the blue mark. So
Yeah.
now I am able to connect. It was not the case previously. So what I did behind the scenes. So what I did was I went to load balancers. Okay. I didn't create any extra load balancer. The front end configuration looks same. The back end, I didn't change anything. The health probes, I didn't change anything, but I added an extra rule in health probe. If you see, it should be one rule, but now it is showing two rules. What is that extra rule what I added? So the extra rule what I added is this guy, the bottom one, 5022. Okay.
Port. Okay.
So that port needs to be opened for my DAG to work as expected in Azure. So since we are operating from load balancer, the load balancer is the one that is driving to failover, right? It is the one that is helping us to failover from one replica to another replica. So since DAG has to failover and it has to communicate over the port 5022, I had to add that port also. So what I did, I just went here and I selected same thing, just like 1433. I just added 5022. That's it. Nothing else I have done. In the similar fashion, I have to do it for West Europe also. I went there, health probe, load balancing rules. I added the 5022. That's why
Okay.
our setup is working fine now. Otherwise, it will never work. Never ever work. Okay. So now if you see the setup, it is synchronous. Sorry, it is in showing blue arrows. So it means it is working fine. Let me refresh just once. Distributed DAG. Yeah. See, this is secondary and this is primary. So how will you identify whether DAG is primary or secondary, right? That is the next question. So if I connect to the primary replica of primary availability group, then you can see if you open up the DAG, it will show you the primary and secondary. But if you connect to the forwarded replica, you will see only secondary under the replica section of DAG. And
Okay.
we have a set of DMVs from Microsoft. That is the best DMVs that we can make use of. Again, there is no need to reinvent the wheel. So just run this command. It will show you. If you run this on primary, I think this is the primary. Run this on primary. You will see distributed DAG is configured. It is showing as 1. and AG North Europe is primary, AG West Europe is secondary. If you run the same command on forwarder replica, it will show you only about forwarder details. It will not show you the primary replica details. So that is the first thing that we have to keep in our mind. The thing is that if it is DAG, there are a few things that we need to keep in mind. So let's say, for example, now the second scenario is adding a database, right? I'm adding a, I got a new database now. Imagine this is my new DB. I will remove that restoring state. Or I'll create a new database, for example, new database. Let's say, for example, Australia. Australia. Okay. I'm just taking the backup and I'm adding it to DAG. If I add it here, it should be there on other replicas also automatically. Add
If you
database.
normal traditional AG group, if you add, it has to replicate on distributed AG also, right, bro?
Yes, it has to be on node 3 and node 4 as well. So Australia, node 1, node 2, connect, next, automatic seeding, yes, next, finish. Okay, now I'm just checking the health on the primary availability group. Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Show dashboard. Show dashboard. It's looking fine, right? So in the similar fashion, if I go to node 3, let me just refresh. If you will see the database Australia, right?
Yeah.
And if you go here and just check the state or the dashboard, it says Australia and Ireland, some errors, right? Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
How will you troubleshoot them? If I go here
Just
and if I go to properties, the seeding should be automatic. First check that thing. Yes, it is automatic, but still it is not working. Then the second thing what you have to do is, uh, let me copy this command. Where am I? Here. And click on node 3, paste it. Node 3 and node 4. You have to run it on node 3 and node 4. What is that? Grant create any database.
okay.
That should be there all the time. If you miss this, it will not work. So perhaps I might have definitely missed this because I just created that, right? So that's the reason. Alter availability group name. I'll run this on all 4 nodes by changing the names accordingly. Oh, sorry. Control V. So on primary replica group, it is AG West Europe.
West Europe.
So node 1 and node, oh, sorry, North Europe. Node 1 and node 2 is configured with North Europe. So this is North Europe. And this guy should be West Europe.
West Europe.
West Europe. So query SQL CMD mode. Yes. Connect, execute. Doesn't exist on. Okay, let me run
Doesn't have
individually.
permission.
Okay, it should run like this. West Europe, North Europe, North Europe. Okay, fine. Now let's refresh the availability group once and see whether it works fine or not. That's it. Okay. So
Okay.
we were able to overcome that problem. Imagine now I will just create some situations before, or else first we'll perform the failover and then we'll do that remaining scenarios. So failover of DAG. Yes. If you have any questions,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No problem.
Yeah. Just suppose an one database like OMC has been added on North Europe and Node 1 and Node 2. It is already in synchronous in state. So just if you want to add those databases to distributed AG, how to do it?
You're breaking up for some reason. Uh, your voice is not clear and you're breaking up. Sorry for that.
Uh,
Okay, now
no,
your
bro.
question is,
No, bro. What I'm trying to ask you.
yeah.
Uh, in node 1, node 2, already database called Vamsi is in synchronized state, already existing. So that database I have to add to distributed AG.
Okay, say for example, you are saying there is a DB that exists on node 1, right? And you want that database to be added.
Already synchronized. Yes.
You want, say for example, my new DB is there. It's already there. I need to add that database, right?
Okay.
Can I can I can I do with this database my new DB?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so I just want to ensure one thing. My new DB should not be there because I'm using seeding, right? It will check if the database exists or not. Okay, so or else you can go with
Okay.
join also.
Okay.
Join is there. You can also
Okay.
go with join. So it doesn't mean that.
Okay.
So it has to be on all the nodes then. So for example, DAG node 2 is having my new DB with restoring state. That is fine. Node 3 is also having new DB with restoring state. That is also fine. And it is there on node 4 also. Just I will double check. So if you're doing it manually, I mean to say if you're not relying on automatic seeding and you want that database to be part of DAG, so you have to restore that
Okay.
database on all the replicas. So just like what you are seeing, leaving out the primary where the database is,
Okay.
you took the backup on this node, on this replica, full backup and log backup or differential, whatever it is, restore it on all the remaining 3 replicas or 4 replicas, whatever what you have. And now if it is in restoring state, now you can go here onto the primary replica of the primary
Okay.
DAG, click on
Okay.
next, and you can select your database.
Mine.
And
Okay.
instead of, one second, instead of doing automatic seeding, it should be join only.
Join only. Yeah.
Okay, so it should be join only. Next, I think if you get any error, perhaps that log backup sync, I mean, it
Yeah.
might look for log backups. I don't think it will ask here because we didn't make any changes inside the database. If that is the
Okay.
case, it should work. Let's see this. Okay, it says fine. Okay, my DB is also been added to DAG. Let's see. First check the state here on primary. Let's see if it is there. Okay, my
Yeah.
DB is now looking good. Let's check this on node 3. Node 3 refresh. It is good. But anyways, I'll show you the state instead of show dashboard. My new DB should be there. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so if it's a new database, you know how to add it. If it is already an existing database, this is how you will add. So take the backup and restore that on all the replicas with no recovery
Replicas
mode, and then
and
just
join.
join that. Okay, that's how it works. And I think the failover part is pending. So for the failover, anyways, this document is there. We just need to follow the instructions. So first instruction is modify the availability mode of the DAG in the primary availability group. So we are just modifying the uh,
Synchronous to synchronous.
asynchronous to synchronous.
Synchronous.
So if you see here, the primary replica of the primary availability group is referred as global primary. That's why they will use the terms global primary and forwarder primary. Global primary
Okay.
is like the main
Node one. Node
node
one.
one. Yeah.
Node one.
Since the primary and secondary availability groups are in asynchronous commit availability mode, you need to switch them. So first step is switch the availability groups from asynchronous to synchronous. So we'll do the same thing. Let's copy this. I'll remove the unwanted windows. I will remove this and I will remove this as well. Let's connect to node 1 and fire the command. Alter availability group name. My availability group name is this one.
Yeah. Distributed availability group.
So availability group and AG North Europe and AG West Europe. AG North Europe, AG West Europe. So first I'm changing that from asynchronous to synchronous. So
Synchronous.
how can I check whether it is asynchronous or synchronous? See here we can see
Right click on yeah.
yeah. I don't think it will
Sync.
come here. It would have to check from commands only. Let's find out that command. Failover state, blah, 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 blah. There are commands, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. I think this will give you
Yes, sir.
secondary. Let's find this and see what it comes. On the primary DAG node 1. Yeah, maybe one more state will be there, synchronous or asynchronous. That doesn't matter.
Yes,
We can
yes.
check from DMV, so that is not the critical thing. So let's change this to synchronous from asynchronous. So
Okay.
that is the first step. So we did that,
Okay.
and then step 1 is done. Step 2 is modify the availability mode of distributed availability group in the secondary availability group. So it is forwarded. So run the same command on node 3.
Okay.
Oh, the command is at the bottom. If you see, this will give you the synchronous and asynchronous information. So we just did this on node 1. We didn't do this on node 3. So I'll fire this command on node 1 and node 3. So on node 1, it should be synchronous, right? See,
Yeah.
AG North Europe synchronous, synchronous. Or else we'll do one thing. Let's change this to asynchronous back. Uh, and let's test this out. Yeah, async. Okay, so the DMVs are there with us. No need to worry. Okay, so remove this, and I need to run on node 3, right?
Yeah.
Forwarder
Got it.
replica. I need to run this command. What is that command? Just the same command like the above one. Nothing
Okay.
got changed. So then I will copy paste from here. Control A, Control C, Control V.
But it is already in a synchronized state only, right? Node 3 and Node 4.
I think so. Yeah, we operated with.
Possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me run the bottom command. This command. Anyways, we know the result, right? So why to waste the time?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm skipping that part. So now set the distributed availability group role on the primary availability group, means global primary. So on the global primary, I should
Yeah.
make this as secondary, right? So
Yeah.
that means in our case, DAG node 1. So I'm coming back to DAG node 1, DAG node 1, yes. So set this to secondary instead of primary. Set the role secondary. Yes, it is now secondary. And now fail over the distributed availability group to the forwarder availability group. That means node 1, node 3 in our case. You have to run this on primary only, means node 1.
Node 1. Node 1.
So I'll copy here and I'll paste it. And the name should be
Distributed.
distributed availability group. Okay, and this is fourth command, that's it. Okay, so now let me run this. Command successful. Let me refresh everything. I think we can refresh all instances by clicking on here, right? Okay. So now DAG node 3 should be the global primary and DAG node 1 should be the forwarder primary. Okay. And let's
Yeah.
see this. AG West Europe. Okay. Let me refresh. Distributed availability group, availability replicas. No, it is still didn't work as expected, I guess. Not
Still issue primarily. North Europe currently it is.
anything we missed somewhere. Let me just check
Mm.
the command. This takes the distributor offline, terminate the connections. Okay, use the following. Run the query
Secondary
on the
availability
okay
group.
on the primary
Node 3.
replica of the secondary availability group. That's the reason.
Node 3 we have.
Node 3. Yeah. So Control C and Control V. I'll cut this instead of it will be easy for us to identify. Okay. Now let me refresh node 3. primary. It will take some time, I guess. Let's see. Okay, North Europe. Well, since we ran that command, force allow failure allow data
We
loss
have to
on
resume,
primary.
I think, a data momentum, I think so.
Yeah, I think we ran we ran away quickly and we made the mess. Refresh. So if that is the case, imagine this is our a kind of scenario.
Can you explain the databases and distributed AG, bro? Like any resume data momentum will be get there.
Let me check what is the real primary now, because see, if I open this up, let me refresh once. And node 1, it says distributed DAG, okay, and it thinks that North Europe is primary, okay,
Okay.
and it's a kind of a scenario where we messed up the things, and when we go to node 3 and we expand this, it thinks that this is primary. West Europe is primary. See here,
Okay.
North Europe is thinking that this is primary, and West Europe is thinking that I am primary. So it's a
The
conflicting,
communication is not there between them.
yeah, conflicting scenario. Let me check the state of the databases, what it is. This looks fine. How can we figure out what is the real primary now?
Uh, the databases by seeing the databases mode
Yeah, it
here in
is.
health.
It's showing green and all the replicas, right? You can do it very simply. Okay, so let's test this out. So go to your databases. So let's take one example. Right click and say create table. Okay, it is working fine on node 3. Let's do this on node 1. Let's go to Ireland or Australia. I'll go to Australia. It should not work because it can't be primary on both the
Yeah, yeah,
replicas. It should fail. So see,
yeah.
that's the,
It's actually,
it's working. We messed
yeah.
up the things superbly. Oh God, super condition,
No
man.
data conflict will be there.
Yeah, let's see. Insert into test values one. Let's try this. Okay, so let's copy this and run this on node 3 only, right? Node 3, yeah.
Mm. Yes, working.
So we messed it up completely. That one command what we ran, it should be on node
Mm.
3, but we ran it on node 1. So
Not one.
successfully we messed it up. But this is interesting scenario because if someone performs this action in real time, so how can it's working on both the nodes are now it's kind of replica. It's like, I mean to say that we have broken up the relationship. Let's run this
Yeah, yeah.
command and see what it comes. This DMV what we have. Very good. Node 3. I'm running on node 3. Okay, at least one we got not healthy,
Not healthy.
disconnected. Yeah, because we perform force failover, right?
Yeah,
Mm, but it should work, man. I mean to say that there's nothing rocket science here. If I have done this
yeah.
properly, it should have worked as expected. Anything else that we missed, or you want me to fix this?
If you have time, bro. Otherwise, you can text me. Not an issue. I think you may busy schedule, right? You have maybe
Mm,
schedule.
I'm in office hours. Let me see how can. Let me check the errors. What will we get? We are on node 3. Okay. Oh
Like
God,
we reconnect.
this is seriously a lesson because if we just perform this
Mistake and it's
mistake, it's a serious mess then. Oh, should be super cautious. Um, since we ran this command, okay, we went into disconnected state. Who is the forwarder now? We don't know, right?
forwarder. Now it will be node one. If it is distributed age is global primary node 3, and node 1 will be forwarded to node 2.
But it is allowing me to create the tables. It is allowing me to create insert the rows. So let me check with this line. Forwarder. The current time is 11:04 and at 10:59 it says the state of the local availability group of AG West Europe has changed from forwarder to resolving normal, primary to forwarder. So at 10:41, that means 20 minutes back, we changed it from primary normal to forwarder, and then forwarder it went into resolving normal. Okay, what is the state on node 3 then? Node 3, okay. 10:41, yeah, primary AG West Europe has been changed to forwarder. Yes. 10:59 again, it went from forwarder
Resolving
to
state.
resolving normal. Okay.
That means node 1 has been disconnected.
Yeah, we broke the connection.
Connection.
So to add this up, what can we do? Uh, what can we do now? It's broken already because it should
Yeah,
not allow me to insert any data. If that is the case, we are gone. It's like two individual availability groups.
yes, bro.
Hmm. So, okay, let's do one thing then. Okay, we can't fix this now. I know we messed it up. So it will take time for me to think again from where to check.
Yeah. Bro, yeah, Chiru bro, like one more thing, like a small request from my side, like can you delete the distributed AG completely, and we'll put one database in synchronize between node 1 and node 2, and shall we create once again add the database, bro?
Let's delete DAG. That's what you want to say, right?
Yeah,
Or,
first we delete the.
okay, so node 3, I think we are on node 3. Okay, drop availability group, this availability group DAG, and it should be done on node 1 as well. Node 3, I'm on node 3. This is on node 3. This is on node 1. Okay, so I now removed it. Node 1,
No, node 3.
node 1 is not having anything. Node 3, I don't have anything. Okay, so you want me to create that?
No,
Uh,
bro. First, we'll add one database and sync between node 1 and node 2. Then we'll create a AG group for that distributed AG group.
okay, one fresh database.
Yeah, one first database.
Let it be Germany.
Germany, and we'll sync it with between the node 1 and node 2. We'll
Okay.
join it in a AG group first.
Then I will remove these databases
Yeah, yeah, yes, bro.
because it will create a problem for us. So let me remove everything. Australia, Ireland, my new DB, everything is gone. So remove the same here. I think we can keep, okay, I don't want to mess up the things. Again, it's like we need to scratch our heads. Okay, so database, add only Germany. Okay, full backup. I didn't take the full backup. Databases, add database, Germany, SQL, new database should not be a problem. It should complete in a fraction of a second, right?
But it's taking some time this time.
Looks like we are going to face some error. Let's see what is that.
Yeah.
Mm. It
Yeah, it
came.
added.
Yes, you can proceed now. Okay, I will do that, madam. International request. Okay. Nothing came in my office stuff. Okay, Germany is there. Let me check the state. Sorry, s- health state.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
Node
So
one, node two.
let's create availability group now. I think it's the same thing. There should not be any databases on your forwarder replica. That's the key point here.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so there
If
are
you,
no
in
databases.
seeding mode, if you put manual means that the database should be restored with no recovery,
No
right?
recovery. Yes, seeding mode manual means you have to go with no recovery.
You have to restore the databases. Okay.
Yeah. So node one, I'm fine. I yes, I'm fine. Node two, bearing mode. Okay, it should be fine. And let's see this how it looks. DAG node one and node two. Yeah, looks fine. We have to see the database on node three and node four.
No.
Germany is synchronized. Good.
Okay.
Germany is synchronized. Fine. So just wanted to see the state here. Show dashboard. Right. So see, if I will show you now, let me go to, I'll remove this. I am on node one, right? So on node one
Yeah.
is the real global primary. So if I go to Germany and if I try to add this, it will work. And if I perform the
Yeah.
same thing
Okay.
on forwarder
Forwarder.
replica, it should not work. Let me go to, okay,
Node
let
3.
me,
Yeah, this one.
this is node one. So I will connect to node three. Yeah, node three, Germany. See, the database Germany is not accessible.
So in synchronizing state. It's not synchronizing. It's a synchronizing state.
Synchronized
Synchron.
only.
Yeah.
See, it says that if I try to go now and see, use Germany, okay, this should be the error. The target database is participating in availability group.
No, I could.
It should not be accessible. So at least I should be able to read my queries, right? If that is the case, what
Yeah.
should I do? Go to your primary replica, I mean global primary, and allow this readable secondaries to yes.
So that is a like license we required for the same.
Yeah, licensing is, this is enterprise future and definitely we need licensing. And now if you
And
use
this mode
Germany,
also we have to put in automatic number in the AG groups. That one primary global primary
global
forward.
primary, what is that question? Come again?
That automatic seeding mode should be in automatic.
Yeah,
That should
automatic.
be
So it is, see, the best practice is my feeling. Seeding mode
okay.
should be manual always, because if you're
Okay.
adding a terabyte database, okay,
Okay.
so in that time, seeding will take hell lot of time, one thing, and it
Okay.
will eat up the CPU and it will not allow you to truncate the log on primary. These are all the issues with seeding mode
Okay.
automatic.
Okay.
So I will never use that. I will keep that as manual in real time.
It's a
But
best
since,
practice. Yeah.
yeah, best practice. But since we are on test environment, we are just going with uh, the defaults. Select star from test. One row has been added on global primary, so it should be there. And if I try to add something here, it should throw an error. So let me try to add with row number two. It should not allow. See, fail to update the
Uh,
database because it is read only. Even though this is primary, it's not the real primary, it is forwarder.
okay.
So this is the fundamental stuff. So now we can able to read the data just like the other replicas, but we can't perform any DML operations. It will not allow you because it is read only. Behind the scenes, this is kind of secondary replica. But
Okay.
if you just observe it in SSMS, no, it will appear like as a normal primary replica database, but it's not the case. So if you see DAG, just check whether you are on primary or secondary. Since this is secondary, think that these all databases are read only, not read write. Okay, now we will perform the failover
Failover.
properly. Um, I think I am on node 1. Okay, node 1 synchronous, node 1 synchronous, node 1 synchronous. Yes. Fail.
Distributed AG, I think name as
No, it's master. All the commands should
master.
be inside the master.
Master.
And now I am on node 3. Let's go to master and run this synchronous. Okay, second step is global primary should be now the secondary. Yes. And the forwarded replica. On forwarded replica, I should run the command force failover allow data loss. Okay, I did this. Let me refresh all the instances just once. Okay, I refreshed everything. Let me go to node 3 and now I should see DAG as primary here. Yes, West Europe is now
Yes.
primary and North Europe is now secondary.
Second. It is
But the mistake what we did previously, just keep that
first
in
node.
mind.
Yeah.
If we mess this up, it will be a huge problem in real time. So don't ever
Yeah.
do that. Okay, now
Yes.
let's do one thing. I will try to add insert here on node 3. It should work because now it is
Primary.
primary.
Global primary.
Yeah, global primary. So let me run. Yeah, so if I perform select star from test, I will see 2 rows. That is fine. So now I am going to node 1, which was the global primary earlier. Let me copy select star
Node.
from test. Copy. I'm on node 1 and I'll paste it here. I should see 2 rows first. Yeah, sorry, use Germany.
Node.
Germany. Select star from test. Yes, 2 rows are there. And if you try to insert third row, it should fail. That's it. So it's a good lesson for me that I accidentally ran that command, but it is very helpful. So it's a learning lesson. So be careful.
Yes.
It's for me
Yeah,
also.
bro. Yeah.
Uh, so I think we covered. And last situation, I just wanted to show you up. Imagine you got a problem with one of the databases. Okay.
Okay.
Imagine node 3 is the global primary. Node 1 is the forwarded primary, right? So
Okay.
on forwarded primary secondary replica, that means node 2, some database got affected. Imagine Germany got affected due to some reason. Okay.
Okay.
And you want to remove that database from always on and you wanted to add it back on only on this node, not on the other
Okay.
nodes.
Okay.
You might get scenarios like this, right? So if that
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
case, how will you do? So if that is the case, just go here and run the operation. What is that? Alter
Alter
uh,
database set HDR of
of, yeah. What is that command? I forgot. Alter database name, set HDR of, yeah.
HDR.
So you have to run that command, alter database. For some reason, it went faulty. Alter
Okay.
database Germany set partner of only on forwarded replica of.
Secondary of forwarder.
Yes. The terms are very difficult. Okay, so set what is that alter
Okay.
database not partner. See, I'm getting the mirroring command. It's set HADR of HADR of. So okay, now what will you do in that case? So you will go here and you will take the backup from the primary and you will restore everything Germany on Germany.
From primaries that which is like for us is node one.
Even you can
No,
take
no,
the
no.
backup from
Node
here
two.
also. It's not a problem. There is no need for you to go from node 3 and get it done here because these
Okay.
two are in sync now, right? Node 3
Okay.
and node
Okay.
1 are in sync. So you can take the copy only backup and you
Okay.
can restore here on Germany. If you get some example, I'm just giving, if something goes wrong with
Okay.
Germany on
Okay.
this instance, so then once you are done with all your activities, then go here,
Join database.
So
Right
here, if
click.
you try, it will not allow you. I mean, that option is not there. So what you have to do is, um, what is that join database command? Alter database name,
Plus
set
database name.
HADR availability group equal to something. I think that is the command. Let me try. It's been long time. Alter database name, set availability group equal to group name. I think it is AG North Europe.
No, particular database, no, bro. We are doing like it's not a group level.
I don't know. I'll check the command. I'm very bad with comments. Add a database to always on. To always availability group. What is that command? Alter availability group. This is the command. Nowhere I'm
Let us.
near. Okay. So you'll come here and you'll run this command, alter availability group name, add database Germany. So it should get added
That group name
automatically.
is to, no name has to change. That
Yeah,
AG group
sorry.
name,
So it is AG North Europe.
not there.
Add database Germany. We are fine. Fail to process the command availability. Okay. Let me run this availability group. AG North Europe failed to process the command. The local availability replica is not verified that the availability group is online. And this command, okay, 1 second. Imagine we got a situation like this and we wanted to work only on this. Okay, right?
Okay.
So let's see what is the case here. Okay.
And
There is one more command like this. I think it is alter database something. Let me check.
set HADR on something.
Yeah, something alter database set HADR
Where
availability
is it?
group something. This one, it should be something like this. Let me check this command. Where is that? Yeah, alter database name, set HADR. This is what I want.
Okay.
um, it is alter database name, set HADR. Okay, set HADR availability group equal to group name. Yeah, AG North Europe. So it should get added now. Yes, it's done. So now if I refresh this, it should appear in green color. Yes, that's how. I mean, if you get problem only on one node,
Okay.
you can do like this. And if you get problem on forwarded replica itself, then if you run this command, set HADR off on node 1, it will remove the database from node 1, also from node 2. Okay, then you have to fix that problem, what you get, and I mean, restore that, and then try to add with this command.
Okay.
Once you add, it will get added automatically.
Okay.
I think we are done with all the activities, I believe. Anything left?
Yeah. Nothing, bro.
Comfortable, right? So you are happy. I want you to
Yeah.
be happy.
Yeah, I have to.
If you get any doubts, you
Fun.
can ping me on DAG if you have any doubts.
Yeah, sure, bro. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Like,
Yeah,
can you stop recording, bro? Just we'll discuss offline for 2 minutes.
yeah. Stop recording. Where is that? Stop recording.